On to you, Aquarius. Y'all have the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and then you have the Devil card. Ah, it's interesting. A lot of you Aquarius are learning how to become a lot more okay with being considered the devil. I've talked about this before, that if you get to a point where you have become uh uh advanced spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, a lot of people are going to do things to chastise you. This is what the Salem witch trials is about, and all this other type of nonsense, and the Spanish Inquisition and all that other trash. Being too good, and I've talked about this before actually, but I'm going to say it again. Being exceptional makes you a target. And so what's happening here is that the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Devil card, right, represents a lot of you Aquarius don't care about walking away. You don't care about being considered the villain of the story, because most people are going to come up with stupid reasons for you to be the villain of their story anyway, because they're delusional and they are wrecked. Their ego is essentially, they're somewhere, they are, to kind of show you what I'm talking about, a spiritual, physical, to kind of bring a spiritual representation to the physical, right? They are somewhere in here, which is like a presentation of the clip off, where they are so dumb, they've gotten to a point where they don't really, the vast majority of what it is that you Aquarius are seeing today is people's descension into madness. Plainly put, people are slowly descending deeper and deeper into madness without them realizing that that's what they're doing, right? So why that's important is because I've said this before, when you are exceptional, you become a target. People will come up with stupid excuses. So a lot of you learning how to be okay with accepting the fact that y'all are different, and that not many people are going to be able to actually really match you on a spiritual, emotional level, right? To actually be close to you without being jealous and without coming up with problems to not like you or reasons to not like you and all of that, right? Because that's where it be coming from. A lot of you Aquarius are learning that you don't care. You just don't care anymore, and that it's not your problem. And you're learning you're learning in your own progress how to be less bothered by it, which is good, right? You know, a lot of people called me devil worshiper and all, even though I've never never worshiped the devil a day in my life. Like, you know, especially now, now that I can furthermore articulate what it is and what it's not, spirituality and stuff like this and all that, and all of this and all of that, especially now and all that, I'm, you know, good luck trying to pin that on me. Good luck trying. But the point is that the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, right? Eight of Swords and the Ace of Cups, excuse me. A lot of you have, again, become, it's more so a relationship of you and yourself, and finding out more about yourselves and building that relationship with yourself, right? The Eight of Swords is about the surrendering of the ego, and then the Ace of Cups represents like the value that you do bring to others as well as yourself. And that if a person is truly interested in really getting to know you, friendship wise, romantic wise, familial wise, they will be okay with really finding out about you, instead of needing to assign a position of who you're going to be without evidence. In other words, making you into the villain of the story without actually getting to know you. Because people will, again, they will make you the devil. Even if that's not true, they'll, you know, they'll still position you to be that because they need you to be that for a very warped reason. Remember, they're descending deeper and deeper into madness. So the Lovers, the Six of Cups now, and the Two of Pentacles is about you. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But these three cards specifically is about how, so there's a lot of the very same people that called you Aquarius out of y'all minds, didn't appreciate you. Remember how it is that I said that y'all disconnected with somebody? They're back because it's the weird conundrum of you're the worst person in the world and that they think of you as being the devil and all of that. But then but this is what I mean when I say that a lot of people are devil worshippers, but they're projecting it onto others. You're supposed to be the symbolic devil in their story, yet they're coming back. So what does that say about them and their story? Right? Let me not even get too let me not even get too theocratic with it. Let me not even okay. All right, let me not apply that much. Okay, let me not apply that much pressure. Let me reroute that. So they're back. And so now it's a sense of like, now that's the case, right? If you're the villain of the story, why do they keep coming back though? Why are they back? And so the Two of Pentacles, right? Two of Pentacles, Five of Wands, right? The cognitive dissonance that they are experiencing, the need to make you, Aquarius, into the villain of the story, while at the same time, the reality of the situation is that's not true, right? The reality is that's not actually true. But them, once again, they're descending deeper and deeper into madness. This is why madness is so prevalent nowadays. This is why you see people now, you know, I watched a YouTube video of like the Pop the Balloon show and how it is that some individual talked about another person's hair, how he got rejected. And he said that, oh, you know, you don't necessarily like the shorty's hair. And then another shorty popped her balloon, and then they had asked like her why she popped her balloon, and she was about to pop a vein. She went berserk. Oh, this, that, and the third. And it's like, for you to be that like broke up over something that wasn't even about, and the person who had the comment talked about her hair said she didn't even take it personally. She didn't even have a problem with it per se. So it's like, so she was like, yeah, like where that person took it wasn't even about me. They took it to a whole other. So now the person who spazzed out on the individual was talking about the whole hair situation, which is basically try to come up with an excuse to not like them or whatever, but let the other person down really. So, I mean, bounty soft, you know, the toilet paper, bounty soft. The person who went on this speech or whatever the case may be, they look like a basket case because of that fact, right? And that's my point. Like the dissension into madness, the fact that it's the duplicity at this, they coming around you, but then you're the devil. And it's like, no, like, no, pick a side. Don't come over here if all they're gonna do is do what? Make mischief anyway, have a problem with you, Aquarius, anyway, give y'all an issue anyway, but then they won't stay away, right? They don't know whether or not they're coming or going. Don't know whether or not they're coming or going. person, well, okay, like the forever stalker that I have, right? Asked her an opportunity, right? Asked her, I said, look, I like how she looked. I said, look, another Virgo, right? Hanging out with her, knowing her for a little bit, right? Asked her, I said, look, you want to hang out? She's like, what you mean? I'm like, you want to go to the movies or something? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we'll go see. You know, she was talking about X-Men First Class. I said, all right, you want to go watch X-Men First Class? You and I go to the movies? She said, yeah. I said, okay, cool. I said, what's your number? Exchange number. And I've talked about this before. Go ahead, give her a call, right? Boom, did that. Okay, she ain't answering. This is before I was really comfortable with the game. I know bits and pieces of it, but I ain't really actualized it yet. Calling her a million one times, right? No answer. Got an opportunity to see her and stuff because me and my homies, we went to McDonald's, crossed paths. Anyway, she got mad at me because I deleted a number out of my phone. Yeah. What did you expect? You don't pick up your phone. Duh. Yeah. Anyway, she's still stalking me still to this day. And again, it's these stories because it's like, person is hard to get along with. Everybody says so. Person is exceedingly difficult to get along with. So it's the duplicity. But then at the same time, I've been in your room, I hung out with you, I know you well enough, better than what she thinks, actually. Got a whole part of her room dedicated to books, and not one book, but books. Got a bookshelf packed with books. So what that says to me about you is you read a lot. And you have a lot of book intelligence, but then you're duplicitous because you don't use intellectual honesty. And the lack of intellectual honesty that you know that you should have more of, but ironically, she refuses to use, is why she's in the position that she's in now. Why? Because she had the opportunity. And the situation with that is, I see her around the neighborhood. Like I said before, like 1 or 2 weeks ago, she was stalking me because she comes to my part of the neighborhood when she doesn't even have to. Right? But she can obviously stay away. And the situation with it is that she's low-key trying to look for me. The problem with it is the silence. Anytime I see her, the silence, the awkwardness of it is, me and her don't talk. We don't say hi. But because no matter what it is that I say, she's going to have a problem with it, no matter how kind I am. I mean, there's been times when I done said hello to her in the streets. She crossed the street. But then when then I'll see her again and say, what's up, cross the street. Then when I'm like, right? Shrugs my shoulders, right? Whatever, because I'm not taking it personally. I'm gonna just move forward with my life. It is what it is. Whatever the issue is. I'm so accustomed to people being upset at me for no reason. This is light work. So then if I see her in the street and I'm just like, well, I'm just going to move on with the rest of my life because I've already tried being cordial with you and saying hi to a person that I'm supposed to know, right? Then when I don't say anything to them, now why are you not saying anything to me? Because dissension in the madness. And the elephant in the room is, or not in the room, let's clarify the Four of Wands. But the elephant, the unspoken thing is, you don't want to get over yourself. But then at the same time, you'll never actually have what you want because your ego is too big. You allowed your ego to interfere in our relationship cultivating, because whatever reason you have, you're sticking to that. And you're a year older than me. Even though we're Virgos, I'm on the 27th, she's on the 28th, but she's a year older than me. But then time is ticking. At some point, so you're going to live your whole life just stalking me instead of actually well, apparently. So let's clarify the Four of Wands. I'm saying all that as a cautionary tale of, don't listen to when people want to make you into the villain of their story. They are descending into madness. So you have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Devil card. There you go, the Judgment. And then you have the Scorpio energy. So to clarify the Four of Wands, right? Which is your own internal peace that you have got, but they don't have. The Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Devil card for you, Aquarius, it speaks to, let them continue to bicker and argue with themselves, but project that bickering and arguing that they have for themselves. Oh, it is whatever. It is what it is. Project that bickering and arguing that they have for themselves. Let them project it onto you. They're just descending deeper and deeper into madness, because they're blaming you for things that you didn't even do. And so now you have a situation where the Judgment and the Death card right here, the Judgment and the Death card represents how, don't worry. The Judgment and the Death card is about don't worry, because what it's saying is that in a nutshell, their life, their life will be their own judgment. The fact that they're wasting their own life steadily chasing after you, which they will not have that way, being delusional, while at the same time thinking that force is going to make it, coercion and brutality is going to get you, Aquarius, to come hang out with them and take them seriously and want to hang out with them. It just makes it even more and more worse. So that's pretty much it. Comment for them anyway. It makes it worse for them. You're free. You exist outside of that. They're in a situation where they have got themselves caught up and entangled, where they're only getting themselves more and more caught up in the loop. The deeper down this rabbit hole they go, they have to give up control. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Not trying to stay on this too long. Listen, I just want to go ahead and say thank y'all so much. Really appreciate it. We are approaching 23,300 already. This is beyond the expansion. The expansion is just beyond my wildest dreams. I never thought that people would want to hear about what a teenager coming up studying metaphysics on the weekend and going to school studying and would want to say, especially since so many people tried to break me down from a very young age and tell me that I'm nothing. To see how it is that I came up, let me explain something to y'all. It means the world to me. It means the universe to me. I never thought that people would care so much. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.